Imagine a war that changed the entire world. A war that swallowed millions of lives, turned cities into ashes, and left scars on history that still haven't healed. But what if I told you, there are stories from World War II that you've never heard before? Hidden stories so shocking, so unbelievable, they'll send chills down your spine. Stay with me until the end, because the last story will break your heart. Before we begin, if you love uncovering hidden secrets of history, shocking untold stories, and fascinating facts that the world has forgotten, then hit that subscribe button right now, and don't forget to ring the bell icon. That way, you'll never miss out on our upcoming videos. Story number 1. The Lost Soldiers of the Island. During the war, deep in the Pacific, Japanese soldiers hid on tiny remote islands. They believed the war was still raging. Some of them were discovered decades later, in the 1970s. Still wearing their uniforms, still holding their weapons, still convinced that surrender was a trick. For them, World War II had never ended. Imagine stepping out of hiding after 30 years, only to realize the entire world had moved on. Story number 2. The Spy Who Fooled the Nazis. Juan Pujol Garcia. One man, two faces. To the Germans, he was their most trusted spy. But in reality, he was working for Britain. His deception convinced the Nazis that D-Day would happen at a completely different location. Because of him, the Allied invasion succeeded, saving countless lives. A single man's lies turned the tide of history. Story number 3. The Secret Orchestra. Inside Nazi prison camps, hopelessness ruled. But among the prisoners, a group of men secretly built instruments from scraps, wooden boxes, wires, anything they could find. Against all odds, they created an orchestra. Their music echoed through the darkness, reminding everyone that even in the shadow of death, life still had a voice. Story number 4. The first computer war hero. Alan Turing. A genius who built one of the world's first computers. His mission was to crack the unbreakable German Enigma code. And he did. His code-breaking shortened the war by years and saved millions of lives. Historians say that without him, the world might look very different today. Story number 5. Enemy or Friend. A battered American bomber was limping back after a mission over Germany. A German fighter pilot closed in. The Americans braced for death. But then something incredible happened. Instead of firing, the German pilot escorted the bomber to safety, saluted, and turned back. Years later, those two pilots met again, not as enemies, but as friends. Proof that even in war, humanity can survive. Story number 6. The Hidden Treasures. The Nazis looted Europe. Gold, jewels, priceless art. But as defeat loomed, they hid it. Deep in lakes, buried in mountains, locked away in secret bunkers. Some treasures have been found, but much of it is still missing. Even today, treasure hunters search for the lost fortune of the Third Reich. Story number 7. The Forgotten Women of War. History often tells the stories of men, but thousands of women fought too. They were spies, resistance fighters, medics, codebreakers. One nurse single-handedly saved over 200 soldiers. Their courage was extraordinary. Yet their names remain hidden in the shadows of history. Story number 8. The Mistake That Saved Thousands. One night, Nazi forces prepared to bomb a train. They believed it carried weapons. But in truth, that train carried thousands of children, being moved to safety. At the last moment, the attack was called off. Whether it was mercy, luck, or pure coincidence, we may never know. But that night, thousands of innocent lives were spared. Story number 9. The Poisoned Cigarettes. In the shadow war of espionage, strange weapons were born. Among them, poisoned cigarettes. Agents slipped them to enemy soldiers, who never even realized what killed them. But sometimes, the deadly trick backfired, taking the lives of the very men who carried them. A chilling reminder that in war, even the smallest things could kill. Story number 10. The Last Soldier's Sacrifice. The war was over. The guns had gone silent. But one young soldier, cut off from communication, never heard the news. He stayed at his post, fighting alone, until the very end. When he finally fell, his comrades wrote, he gave the last light, in the last hour of the last war. His story is a haunting symbol of loyalty, sacrifice, and the cost of human conflict. These were 10 untold stories of World War II. Each one shows us that war is not just about bombs and battles, it's about people. Courage, sacrifice, deception, kindness, tragedy, and humanity shining even in the darkest times. If this video moved you, give it a like, share it with someone who loves history, and let us know in the comments which story touched your heart the most. And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible untold stories.